don't be a crab. Make one out of clay instead. All right, I've got some earthenware clay here, and I'm going to start with the little crab shell. Okay, so I'm going to take some clay, putting it in my palm of my hands to get rid of all of those creases. Rolling it around and around just kind of smooths all those creases out. You can see, now watch, this one's going to disappear too now. Roll it around, takes care of all those little creases and cracks, and smooths it all out. Now I'm going to patty cake it a little bit in my hands, just to flatten it out a little bit more. There. And then I was looking up pictures of crabs online and noticed that the edge of the shell has so much texture. It's incredibly bumpy and sharp. So you can use your creative license to figure out how you want to texture it. I'm going to use the end of a pen that doesn't have the ink popped out. I'm just going to use that little empty end of it, and it is going to texture it up quite nicely to make it all rough and bumpy. All the way around. Lickety split here. And you don't have to do it either. I just noticed that in the images that I saw online, so I thought, oh, that's an easy thing to duplicate. So here we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it upside down, and I want to focus on all the appendages first. So I'm going to take some of this clay. This clay is a little stiffer. This clay was used for another project and then just rolled back into a lump. So I'm going to use that because then the legs will be a little more rigid and hold their shape more easily. I'm going to make 5 here, 5 here, so 10 total. That's a lot. It's a lot of appendages. I noticed also when people are recreating crabs in their own way, they don't always put all the appendages on. Again, use your own creative license, decide how you want to do it. I'm going to do all of them. So we've got 8 so far. So what I'm doing is I'm rolling them and then splitting them in half, because that makes sure, or almost completely ensures, that you're going to have very even appendages, limbs, whatever you call them. And then the bigger ones, the fatter ones, will have little claws cut. So I'm going to take my needle tool. This needle tool is just a sharp point metal tool that slices through the clay so nicely. After I slice it, I'm going to kind of define it with my fingertips. There we go. And slice again. And kind of define it again. And bend it accordingly. There. So now I've got the shell upside down like I said before. I'll use my little feather texture tool, wet it in the watered down clay, and I'm going to score and slip, scratch and wet all along the outside here. And then just start laying these on in order. Scratching and wetting where they're supposed to be. Wherever they meet up, that's where you need to scratch and wet. This would be kind of fun sitting on a windowsill or putting on somebody's desk just to mess with them. No, I don't encourage that. Don't do that. I would never tell you to do that. They're just fun. Maybe putting them in a plant. When you glaze them a nice red popping color or paint them a nice bright red color, it's going to show up nicely in a full green plant. There we go. So I'm going to press these, make sure they're all the way on there. Turn it over gently. And you can even add detail, like adding little lines with the needle tool. Completely optional. Do it if you want to. The eyes stick out. They're so funny. Oh, they kind of creep up and reach forward like little appendages themselves. I'm just going to roll them back and forth. And again, I like to use the end of a pen to make that little imprint and then scratch and wet them on. Key. All right. Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching.